Hello and welcome, sweet souls, to the Dating Without Nipples podcast. I am your host, Alissa Leahy, and I'm so excited to invite you to this conversation where we go topless, taking the top off of insecurity, negative habits and beliefs, anything that holds you back and keeps you stuck, because we want to live our most inspired and courageous lives. I love this podcast for having conversations with real everyday warrior goddesses, and I'm so excited to let you get to know Shaniece Benson today. Shaniece Benson of Bloom Fitness Academy is an online fitness and lifestyle coach. She empowers women to step into success through one-on-one fitness training and lifestyle coaching. She specializes in fitness and lifestyle coaching with an emphasis on building confidence. Shaniece's one-on-one training sessions are inspired by a unique combination of personal experience, compassion, and self-development skills acquired over the past decade. Her training and coaching sessions are specifically tailored to each client's needs, with a focus not just on losing weight, but on how to live a healthier lifestyle. Her ultimate goal is to empower women to confidently step into success by informing, supporting, and celebrating those who are ready to make some changes and live their best life in the process. Thank you so much, Shaniece, for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Absolutely, my pleasure. So I really like to start with the personal experience piece. Can you tell us a little bit about your personal journey, maybe even some insecurities that you had to overcome to get to be the successful mentor that you are today?
Yes, I would have to say one of the biggest insecurities that I had was basically just, I didn't know where I was going. I came from New Hampshire, and with me coming from New Hampshire, trying to figure out what I want to do after I graduate from college, and had no idea, I decided to take a leap of faith to come to California. And that was the biggest uncomfortable situation I was in. I was super excited for the journey, but I was also insecure about, am I going to be able to make things happen when I don't even know what I want to do? I graduated with my marketing degree and didn't know how I was going to use that. And most people would always say, you know, you go to college, you come out, you think you know what you want. And then I felt like that was me. I felt like marketing was part of me, but it wasn't the whole me. And I wanted to understand and discover who I was.
Awesome. I feel that too. I have a marketing degree, and it's all these great skills, but what's the substance behind it, right? What do we want to market? What do we want to offer? And that's a longer journey. So how did you land on fitness and this passion for coaching women to a healthier lifestyle?
So I was in track and field in high school, and it was basically something that I stumbled upon because I switched high schools, and I knew my junior year I needed to meet friends. So I'm like, oh, let me join the track team. So I joined the track team, met some amazing people, had an amazing coach, but didn't know that I was going to be good at it. So that journey started there, and I knew I wanted to always continue to stay fit and healthy because I didn't come from that. My background, my dad cooked a lot of Southern food. It is so good, girl, but it was not something that I knew was going to sustain me, seeing that all the things that has happened in my family, food related, and having high blood pressure, diabetes, and all of that. I knew I wanted to stay away from that. And I had to start to figure out, how am I going to do that? It wasn't right away. Only when I moved to California is when that sunshine came, and I was just like, I need to get fit. I see everyone around getting fit, staying healthy, and they have all this energy. I'm like, how do they have all this energy? And my friend started working out with me. He was actually a personal trainer. And when I started working out with him, something just clicked. I cannot explain what happened. It started to be more than just a physical thing, not just like, oh, this is I want my physical appearance to be good. No, it brought me so much joy. It allowed me, it was like a therapy. You know, when you go into the gym, you're sweating it out, you're thinking about all your past, thinking about things that you need to do and reflecting. And the more that I did it, the more energy I had going into work. People was just like, oh my goodness, like, why are you so happy every day? I'm like, why wouldn't I be happy every day? And it had everything to do with fitness and nourishing your body, not just working out, but actually reflecting on yourself in regards to meditating, doing a lot of self-love, feeding your body with the right foods. And I'm not saying that, you can't go and have your burger or have your favorite foods, but, everything in moderation. And right then and there, I'm just like, so many people would come up to me and just like, oh, do you think you can train me? And I'm like, I'm not even a trainer. I'm like, I guess I can. And then just giving them ideas on how to develop themselves. And from there, I have to say that coming to California opened my eyes so much. And I started, before California, I was already doing a little bit of self-development. But then when I came to California, I started doing a lot of self-development, going to seminars, trying to figure out who I am and how can I be better so I can give to other people. I feel like at the end of the day, we are here for a reason. And our reason is to pour on to other people, whatever your gift may be. And I found my gift and I feel more alive than ever.
It definitely shows you are so magnetic. And I love that you mentioned the seminars, because you and I met in line at Starbucks at a seminar, and it was so serendipitous. I remember all of a sudden this line that wrapped around the corner of the hotel
Yep.
wasn't long enough because we wanted more time to talk and dive deeper and explore. And I love that here we are. Now, when you talk about joining that track and field team in high school, that immediately makes me think, oh, the confidence. So many of us maybe know that we're feeling a little bit lonely or disconnected, especially if we're in a new place. But that, oh, I know, I'll just show up at the track and field. That's one thing, and I commend you for it. I can see that it would make you a really valuable coach to be able to encourage people in that area. But again, finding your purpose and your passion and getting that alignment where it's not just exercise, like you say, it's movement and meditation and reflection, and it changes the chemicals. Sometimes I worry a little bit at how much we're like chemical soup with all these endorphins up here,
Yeah.
right? How much is my personality and my life experience really based on what's going on with the physicality
Yep.
and reducing anxiety, getting more in all of those things. So it's no surprise to me whatsoever that you started just being a magnet for people who wanted to learn more. My question is, what do you find when those people come to you? Is there a lot of resistance? What are the common blocks that people have that hold them back from being more confident or fully adopting a healthier lifestyle?
Um, I would have to say most women that I talk to, they're doing really well in their career. They're blooming in their career. But the thing is, they start to forget about themselves and they take care of their work. They're doing well with that. They're taking care of their family, everything they're taking care of, but they're not taking care of themselves. And they forget about themselves because they feel like it's selfish. And I always tell them self-love, even going back to the cliche things that I used to like, kind of make fun of my mom about. She's the most amazing person, but she would always say these cliche things. And now I understand, if you do not take care of yourself, you can't pour into anyone else and be that amazing mother, be that great coworker, um, be that great husband. I mean, that great wife to your husband. It's so much more than that. And I think one of the roadblocks is for them is saying, this is not selfish. This is going to actually help me, my friends, my family, and everyone out. So I think that's one of the things. Another one too is the whole confidence thing. A lot of people think that, just changing your outer appearance is going to give you that confidence. It does, but then all your insecurities come back. And I think one of the main things is having them develop what their self-doubts are. What are their insecurities? So that's why I say it's more than just training. I go through steps with them to figure out and dig deep on those things and push them to go further. Because even though they're doing really well in one area of their lives, it's other areas that we are missing.
It is. It's kind of like that whack-a-mole game with, okay, if I get my relationship right, of
Yep.
course, external, if I get my body right, if I get my finances right, but the insecurities will just shift. They'll just find a new outlet. I loved how you say in your bio, helping women transform from the inside out, because it really is that, get the inside right, and then just kind of sit back and marvel at how all the other things flow into place. Now, is self-love, I know that your workout routines and your training, and especially like you say, being able to pour into other people is just an extra layer
Yeah.
of another expression of that gift that you have. And if you're like me, it's probably your favorite part, right? That
Yes.
getting to share and see other people light up. But do you still get a bit of the kind of ups and downs? And what do you do to make sure that your self-love practices stay consistent and that it's always something that's feeding you too?
I would have to say, no matter what, it's always going to be an up and down. Just like life is just a roller coaster, another cliche thing,
Yeah,
but so true.
so true.
I think what's keeping me in line, and I do have my bad days, but I only have my days where it's off when I'm not actually practicing what I need for my body and for my soul. Being able to feed off of, like, for example, if I don't get in my run or I don't work out in the morning before I start work, I'm off. And things that would normally not aggravate me may aggravate me. So it's just finding out what are the things that you love that's going to nourish your soul. It doesn't have to be working out. It could be meditating when you first wake up in the morning. It can be yoga. It could be reading a book. Feed your soul first, and then you can feed other people. You can step into the day feeling happy and more energized. I would have to say when you stop your routine is that's when you get out of order with things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I love how you're saying feed the soul. I just got this visualization of like a soul kitchen. You know what I mean? The big everybody gathered around that center aisle with all the variety of what life has to offer. And you get a little bit of this or a little bit of that. And when you talk about these powerhouse women, these women that are doing really well in so many aspects of their lives, it reminds me at times that when I feel like I'm really powering through, this assumption starts to drop in that says, oh, I shouldn't need regular care.
Yeah.
And that somehow makes me weak, that I have to stay in a routine, that I should be able to overcome it once and for all,
Mm.
get out of it. And the fact that I have to return to it means that it's either some failure on my part or it doesn't really work, and it can start to get taken really personally. So I love that reminder that it really is ongoing practice, and there's absolutely no weakness in going back to the table to say I need to feed my soul. And the strength, it's a humility that says, I'm not meant to do this all on my own, receiving support from others, but also receiving support from the divine, whatever that is for you, from your practices, from your body, from your environment,
Yes.
knowing that we deserve that nourishment. And then the joy of the byproduct of great abs, a sexy booty. I mean, hey, I'll take it. Those things are fantastic, but they're byproducts. And even with the finances, like we say, it shows up in all areas in our relationships,
Yeah.
etc. So that humility piece. I'm curious, not necessary at all to go there, but I know it's a big part of my practice. And you mentioned a little bit of meditation. Is there some brand of spirituality in all of this for you, and how does that show up?
I would have to say I'm very spiritual, so meditating can easily just translate to praying as well. So you can do your guided meditation, and or if you're more on the religious side, that also mean praying. So just taking that time, taking 10 minutes out of your day when you first wake up to just focus on what do you want to be intentional about each day. If it's I can't say about anyone else's, like if they're practicing a certain religion, but being able to connect with your inner self.
Yes, it comes from within. And I have found it really interesting when the times that I've been brought to my knees,
Yep.
hear that inner voice in my voice. I think that's what caught me the most off guard. Sometimes we look for this like divine intervention or a sign. Again, it's kind of looking outside of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the hilarity of the moment when I thought, oh, it's my voice, and it's the same voice as the inner critic, or it's the voice of what I sometimes call like my inner rebel exhibitionist. That's the whole take the top off thing, right? That being real. So is there something specific in your life right now that you feel like you have a lot of intention or energy focused around? Is there something you're working on specifically now, personal
So
or
I,
work or otherwise?
yeah, so I would have to say personal wise is basically just staying connected to friends and family that I give, and it's always a give and take. And I'm not saying like you can't give without taking, but when you give someone so much of you, um, you're drained. And then you're not able to go into work and do the things that you need to do because you're given, but no one's pouring into you. So being intentional about the people I hang out with and the people I connect with on a daily basis. Who am I giving more of my time to? Because if my job is to be a mentor to other women and help them out, I have to make sure I'm able to pour into them. But I also have to make sure people are pouring into me. So that's my personal thing right now, especially during this whole pandemic. I really learned a lot. You know, I feel like I hate to say this, but the whole pandemic thing, um, I felt like I got so much out of it, so much amazing reflections of where I need to be and where I need to be guided to. I didn't get so much of the negative, it was more of the positives. And then I think the second thing career wise is just grow my business, you know, being able to help out more women, being able to help them get to a place where they feel confident about wherever they may be. Because although, you know, they may be in their careers, just like how we talked about the whole marketing thing, we knew that was a piece of us, but we knew it was something more. And a lot of people, they do things just for the money base, which is fine because that's what you need. But also, it's not, they're not in tune with it, they're not connected. And I feel like you found your call, and this is amazing what you're doing. I know I told you this, but you are amazing. I watch a lot of your podcasts and you connecting with different women. It's the most amazing thing when we can, and that's another way for us to feed our soul when we do the things that we absolutely love. We don't look at it as a job each day.
So true. And I've gotten goosebumps a couple of times in this conversation, which I just love. But what I hear you say on one end is boundaries
Yes.
and who you surround yourself with. And again, the word selfish comes up. If I'm not giving to others, whether it's always outpouring, whether it drains me or not, then I'm being selfish.
Mhm.
And if I am intentional about who I spend my time with, and that's a quality over quantity thing, I feel like I'm rejecting others. And I've wondered in the past, is this in conflict with my desire to pour into others and support others when I also really have to have boundaries in order to maintain my compassion?
Yep.
And I'm the same. I love to surround myself with people like you. I don't know who said it, but there's the saying about you are the most like 5 people that you hang out with. And I think it might have been an income statement. Your income will reflect like the 5 people that you hang out with most. And it's true. That's just another piece, I think, of taking ownership of our own healthy habits and lifestyle, is to surround ourselves with people that we admire and just pure positivity.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. So thank you for being a woman in my life that feeds me and serves me that purpose. I would love to share with you, with the audience, this specific offer that I know you have going on right now. And we'll talk a little bit too about where they can find you if they want to meet with you specifically. Your Instagram, I just want to start with that. Bloom by Shaniece is such an inspiring Instagram to follow. You did not skip a beat with the pandemic and everything, showing people how to work out from home, the positive quotes, the inspiration, even the gorgeous outfits. I just visually stunning, and I love it. So I would love to send people to your Instagram. If there's another way for them to reach out to you specifically, we'll have you say that too. But I want to share that for anyone that is looking to lose weight and bring their health and fitness to a completely new level, Bloom Fitness Academy, which is Shaniece's company, has open enrollment for October and November. And this is really special because it's so generous. She includes 8 weeks of fully customized workouts, and you can gain access to tutorials and walkthrough videos. She also does an 8-week jumpstart meal plan, including grocery list, which that is so helpful for me. Like I've been cooking for 3 kids for over a decade, and I still am lost in the grocery store. I have never ending help with meal plans. So that I think is fantastic. Also weekly one-on-one accountability coaching calls, the value of one-on-one, and really just to help you create habits that turn into a lifestyle. And as we've talked about, confidence that comes from the inside out. And I hear that from you as backed with purpose and passion. So really, really cool. Is there anything you want to add to that or say where people can find you to learn more?
Yeah, so you can definitely find me on Instagram at Bloom by Shaniece. And then also, if you want to go to the website and find out how you can work with me, you can always go to www.bloombyshaniece.com, or you can go ahead to the Instagram and the link is there as well in the bio.
Awesome. Okay, very good. Yes, highly, highly recommended. She has such great energy to pour into so many people, such a beautiful, generous soul, and so magnetic. So thank you for being here. I'm going to ask one more question. If you've seen my podcast, you might know what's coming. I love to ask women that are so generous in sharing their stories on this podcast. What is something, if you were to lead by example in receiving and feeding yourself through this conversation and the people watching, what is some energy or intention that you would love to receive from us? What can we send your way?
I guess tell me what you want to see more of. So if you're following me on Instagram and you like something that I do in regards to certain workouts or certain things I say, please let me know, because then I can dig deeper on that and post more of what you are looking for to help you daily.
So cool. You're right. Dig deeper, right? And that feedback is so valuable to us. There's a performance to a certain degree. It reminds me of, this is kind of random, but it reminds me of Freddie Mercury in the Bohemian Rhapsody movie. My favorite moment when he goes, "I give the people what they want." Right? Yes. A true performer expresses themselves so authentically with so much passion, but also has that desire to give the people what they want. So I love that. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for being with us today. And everybody, until next time, be confident, passionate, magnetic, get your booty workout on. And until next time, be topless. So much love. Thank you.